Well, a Clubhouse tape leak has put the Congress party and its leader Digvijaya Singh at the centre of a needless controversy, one that they often find themselves in. It's another Pakistan-linked controversy. Speaking to a Pakistani journalist, in fact, he was responding to a Pakistani journalist, Digvijaya Singh assured this journalist that if Congress were to be in power, Article 370, abrogation of Article 370 would be reconsidered. Take a look.
The Congress is fighting for survival, is embattled with rebellions in at least 2 states. The party finds itself in another controversy.
Democracy was not there in Kashmir when they revoked Article 370. Then Insaniyat was not there because they put everyone behind bars. And Kashmiriyat is something which is basically the fundamentals of secularism. Because in a Muslim majority state, there was a Hindu Raja, and both worked together. In fact, the reservation in Kashmir was given to the Kashmiri Pandits in government services. So therefore, the decision of revoking Article 370 and reducing the statehood of J&K is extremely, I would say, sad decision. And the Congress party would certainly have to have a relook on this issue.
Digvijaya heard on tape taking a question from a Pakistani journalist, says Congress must review abrogation of Article 370. A stand the BJP says echoes with Pakistan.
ये वही दिग्विजय सिंह हैं जिन्होंने पुलवामा हमले को एक दुर्घटना मात्र बता दिया था। आतंकवादी घटना बताने से भी वो कतरा रहे थे। ये वही दिग्विजय सिंह हैं जिन्होंने कहा था 26/11 तो आरएसएस की साजिश है और किस प्रकार से उस समय पाकिस्तान को क्लीन चिट देने का प्रयास किया था। तो दिग्विजय सिंह जी का ये कहना कोई नई बात नहीं है कि बंधुगण, मगर एक सीरियसनेस के साथ हम ये कहना चाहते हैं कि ये कोई वन रैंडम स्टेटमेंट, ये किसी एक कांग्रेस के व्यक्ति का पर्सनल विचार हो, निजी विचार हो या व्यक्तिगत विचार हो, ऐसा नहीं है।
Congress leader Digvijaya Singh is finding support, however, with parties that want 370 restored, the same parties that are against Kashmir integration.
And I'm very grateful to Digvijaya Singh ji. He has realized the sentiments of people, as other parties of the nation who have also spoken about it. And they are very clear about it, that what you have done, you are losing the will of the people for the nation. I welcome it heartily.
But those who were once with the Congress are not surprised. Jitin Prasada tweeted that Digvijaya was known for his pro-Pakistan views. Jyotiraditya Scindia too feels pro-Pakistan tilt is not new.
Is an indication of the desperation prevailing in the Congress party to try to seek to come back to power at whatever cost it might be, even if it amounts to usurping or questioning the very integrity of Mother India.
No matter how much anyone twists the narrative on the ground, hear from the Northern Army commander who described life in Kashmir post-370 abrogation.
Post-abrogation of Article 370, when the UT government came in, we are seeing a lot of initiatives being taken by the UT government in terms of development, in terms of good governance, in terms of addressing the grievances of the people. A lot of opportunities have been provided to the youth, and therefore the youth and the Awam are seeing, ushering a realization of government and security forces, giving a positive push toward development and peace initiatives.
It is a controversy that the Congress party could have avoided. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And that was the full story. Joining us, in fact, before that, Digvijaya Singh put out a tweet and said that he had only said should and consider, and he said it wasn't a definitive statement. He put out some riders. So let's debate whether the Congress party has been caught once again towing the Pakistan line as the BJP claim. Now, that's the tweet of Jyotiraditya Scindia, and what Jiten Prasad also tweeted this evening. Jyotiraditya Scindia tweeted saying that Congress doesn't shy away from towing the Pakistan line. On record, Jiten Prasad saying that Digvijaya Singh is known for his pro-Pakistan views. Okay, let's go across to our panelists this evening. Aparajita Sarangi, National Spokesperson and Member of Parliament, Lok Sabha BJP, joining us on the debate. Ratan Sharda, political analyst and author. Major General K.K. Sinha, defence expert. Amit Raina, Kashmiri activist. Renu Mittal, senior journalist, will be joining us. And Iftikhar Misgar, political analyst, live from Srinagar. Ifra Jan, activist and Kashmiri columnist. And Sanam Shah, political analyst who leans towards the Congress party, on the debate this evening. Okay, Aparajita Sarangi, now you heard what he said, right? Now, he says that the Congress party must reconsider Article 370. Now, we were not surprised because the Congress party had problems with the abrogation of Article 370. But I think the problem is with the consistency in which these statements are made. He was almost agreeing with what the Pakistani journalist had asked him, right?
A very good evening. I can only say that the statement of Sri Digvijaya Singh is extremely unfortunate. I would certainly not say that it is irresponsible or it is immature on his part to make such a statement. I would say that this is a very conscious attempt to show that the Congress is with the Pakistani people. It reflects the mindset of Congress. And this is not one incident. In fact, I would definitely not like to subscribe to the view that it is only Digvijaya Singh who has been making such kinds of statements. Think of 2015, when Manishankar Iyer had gone to Pakistan, and in an interview to a TV channel, he had said that if you want good relationship between Pakistan and India, then we have to ensure that Modi government is out. And again, in that very year, I remember, Salman Khurshid had been to Islamabad, and in Jinnah Institute, he made a very strange kind of statement. He gave a very strange statement. He said, there is no talk between India and Pakistan, and the reason is Modi government. So if we want resumption of talks, Modi government should be removed.
Iftikhar Misgar, you let her speak because I will give you time, okay?
My dear friend,
I usually give time. I ask you to be patient, Iftikhar. Iftikhar, I request you to be patient. Go ahead. Make your point.
Congress would be making such a statement. Why is Congress trying to woo Pakistan all the time? I am a Lok Sabha MP. I sit in the Lok Sabha, and then this was deliberately performed. For hours together, we had lots of heated arguments on the abrogation of Article 370 and Article 35A. All the parties had participated, and thereafter it was a conscious decision to remove these two articles. Now, when this has been done by the Parliament, by the two houses of Parliament, who is Digvijaya Singh to come suddenly out into the open and say that we would get it back? Is it so easy? Is it so easy when the two houses of Parliament have actually put their seal of approval on this? Now, what is the difference between shall and consider? There is no difference. He has conveyed his intent. And this intent is reflective of his anti-national sentiment. So I think in very strongest terms, the Bharatiya Janata Party condemns this kind of attitude, this kind of approach of the Congress. And I tell you, whenever there is an airstrike on Pakistan or a surgical strike on Pakistan, Rahul Gandhi ji expresses his disapproval. Unfortunately, he stands with all the Tukre gang. He has been doing so. So I think there is something very wrong with the Congress. The Congress has been siding with Pakistan, and I would reiterate that this is anti-national sentiment of Congress. And we strongly condemn this.
Yeah, Iftikhar Misgar is responding to you. Iftikhar, you see, the thing is, on 26th of February 2019, when India struck the Jaish camps in Balakot, and you were on most of those debates back then, Pakistan denied any damage or casualties, and just a month later, you had Sam Pitroda of the Congress questioning the Indian Air Force, saying, can you give me more facts and prove it? Despite the forces going on record, despite the Indian Air Force going on record. Now, was that not an act of Pakistan? And you know, people are seeing similarities and a pattern here.
See, Niranjan, the problem with this government is whenever army does something good, they try to encash it politically. That is why the opposition always stood up and counter-attacked to the opposition, not the Indian army or whatever they have done. The idea of opposition will always remain away from that. But it is when the ruling government started encashing the good doings or whatever army is doing here in Kashmir or in any part of the country, when government started encashing it on their own as if they have done it, as if they are doing it, definitely there is an opposition, and we have a liberal constitution, we have a democratic setup wherein opposition has a role to play. We cannot dump opposition by saying that they are anti-nationals and they are this. See, Niranjan, I just want to put on a question to this ma'am. The 370 article was given to us by Indian Constitution. It was Indian Constitution who dissolved it. Tomorrow, maybe the government of Congress may use the same podium and the same Constitution to get it back. What is wrong in that? It is the right, liberal. It is the liberal right of our. That is the beauty of our nation. That is the beauty of our country. That we have a very good democratic setup, and we must appreciate it. One. Number two, see, Digvijaya is saying, I'm not supporting because I don't belong to any party, I don't support any party, but as being the son of the soil, I just want to convey you, if Supreme Court has given 2 judgments in favor of 370 article, do you want me to understand that the Supreme Court is run and ruled by Pakistan? Do you want me to tell that if tomorrow the Parliament will stand and opposition will stand for the support of 370 article, and you will tell me that they are doing it for Pakistan? Come on, this is ridiculous. When the government fails in handling the COVID, when the government fails in defining the economy, where the economy is down in the country, you are taking roles and people are understanding it. They cannot make fool people out of pushing Pakistan every time on every subject. I'm sorry, this government will not sustain long for on these issues. We want development, we want good governance, we want good economy. We don't want this scrap of what we are here to listening since last 6.5 years.
Okay. On a lighter note, you know, you've spoken so much that, you know, you see that text, that black text on your screen, that's your captions and your text coming up on the screen. We'll just fix that. I think Ratan Sharda was smiling, he wanted to come back. Ratan Sharda, and I'll let Ifra Jan respond. Ratan Sharda, now, see, it's not the first time that Congress or a Congress leader has toed the Pakistan line. For example, you know, you remember the time when they echoed Pakistan on the Indo-Pak dialogue in 2015? I'll tell you, the planned talks between India and Pakistan failed, for which Pakistan blamed India's precondition, right? Later, November 2015, we all remember Manishankar Iyer echoing Pakistan's line in that TV interview that, you know, she just mentioned the TV interview with a Pakistani channel and he said, you need to remove Modi, otherwise talks will not move forward, right? So, question is now, what was that if not towing the Pakistani line, right? And there are many instances, and this is just one of them. Ratan Sharda.
See, before everybody has talked about towing the Pakistan line, I'll go a little back and try to show how frivolous, how criminal, and how misguiding these statements are. There was never any reservation for Kashmiri Hindus. It's a complete fake story purported by him. Secondly, 370 was a temporary article, the only temporary article in the Constitution inserted by Congress. So how long can temporary be? Third, when he says we will consider 370, does he mean that he will take back the rights of women who were denied rights by using 370? Does it mean that 1 million people from Pakistan who were lying outside in the open for 70 years, that is 3 to 4 generations, without any rights of state citizen, no college, no services, no jobs, nothing at all? So was that humane? Was treating Gorkha like, you know, hired people, was it okay? Was it good that scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, Valmikis were treated like dirt, although they were allowed to come in, and they were told that their children will remain only sweepers, even if they do PhD? They cannot take part in sports. Is supporting that 370? Is it supporting 370, which denied every kind of good laws in Kashmir Valley and Jammu Kashmir. And
Could I please
thirdly,
respond to him?
Kashmir,
Yeah.
just let me complete. Don't be afraid of the truth. What is Kashmir?
I'm
The
not
biggest
afraid of
fraud
the truth, sir.
perpetrated
Please
on
let me
us.
respond. You've been going on for a
Please
while
let me
now.
Yeah,
complete.
he can speak. Ifra, he can speak and so
Last
can you.
point.
I'll give you your time. Hold on.
370 is the biggest fraud perpetrated on our people. Where is Kashmir without Hindus? What is Kashmir? Islam softened by Hindu mysticism of Kashmir Valley, where Hindus were there for last 4,000 years. Do Hindus of Valley have no rights? Are you saying that using 370, when you evacuated entire Kashmir Valley, you were behaving Kashmirian? When the Krishna Dhaba's son was killed, when even the blood has not dried of two Panditas, Rakesh and Ravi, you are saying this is Kashmirian? So don't teach us what's Kashmirian. Kashmirian is
Can I please
only
respond?
Kashmiri.
Not yet.
Hindus
Hold on.
are
Let
allowed
him
to stay
finish.
there.
I'll give you your turn.
And don't tell us what is Kashmiri heritage. It belongs to the original Hindu inhabitants, from which of you became Islamists.
Please let me
Fine, but you
respond.
cannot
Yeah.
treat them like dirt. You cannot say that this is Kashmirian. There is no Kashmirian unless you ask for apology and forgiveness and call back Kashmiri
Yeah.
Pandits with full
Could I
honor and
please
full security. You
respond
still
to
kill
him?
them. There are just 610 families in Kashmir
This
of
is just
Hindus.
going
Even
on.
then,
Yeah, he will go.
Respond.
Give him 30 seconds. Ifra, I'll give you your turn. Give him
Yeah,
30
yeah.
seconds.
No,
Okay,
she's
okay.
afraid of the truth. I have proved the total fraud of 370. I told you how human rights are, killed, and you're telling me that I am saying something wrong. You have no shame to accept that women had not full rights. Scheduled caste have no full rights. Gorkha has no full right. 10 lakh people rotting on the borders of Jammu Kashmir because they made a mistake coming to Kashmir instead of Mr. Manmohan Singh and A.K. Gujral landed up in Punjab and became prime ministers. What is the fault of those people who landed in Jammu Kashmir?
Okay.
You use same 370, same 35A, not telling us what is Kashmir.
Okay.
I hope I'll be allowed to respond now. Yes. Number one, it's amusing to see that somehow Article 370 of the Indian Constitution is being linked to Pakistan. Sir, Article 370 was a part of Indian Constitution, not Pakistan Constitution. And what gives me some solace...
I have
just let me
not
speak.
once referred to
And this is not
Pakistan.
going to...
In my entire statement, I have not referred once to Pakistan. So don't take me as a launching pad.
Okay, sir.
Don't
Let
take me as a
me
launching
repeat
pad.
Okay,
I have not
Ratan
used
Sharda, let him
Pakistan
respond. Hold on.
word.
Ratan Sharda, let her respond.
I'm
Okay,
not going to be able to debate
you can respond. He'll let you speak. He'll
No.
let you speak.
I let him speak literally for 2 minutes.
Doesn't
without
matter. I'll give you your
going in
time.
between.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I'll give you time.
Now,
Go ahead.
I have
now
just
that
said I did
started
not use
speaking, he will
Pakistan
not let
at
a woman
all.
panelist speak.
I said I did
Yes.
not use Pakistan to justify any of the arguments.
Please यार,
Go
ये
back to
क्या
arguments.
है? ये क्यों नहीं बोलने देते किसी और को? ठीक है, let
क्योंकि
me
आप गलत
respond.
इल्जाम
Number
लगाते
one,
हैं मेरे पे,
Article
इसलिए।
370 was a part of the Indian Constitution, not a part of the Pakistani Constitution. I am amazed that people who stand by the Indian Constitution are called Pakistanis and Pakistani supporters. Why don't they come out and say that they renounce the Constitution of India and they have nothing to do with it? Number two, the architect of Article 370 was Sardar Vallabhai Patel.
No.
His Bharatiya Janata Party,
No.
which has sold
No.
our country.
No.
Please
He
let me speak.
refused.
Anybody,
He
अरे
refused.
Google करो. WhatsApp
He
यूनिवर्सिटी से
refused.
बाहर
Google
निकल
क्या
के
करो?
Google
Google
करो.
किसी की
The
मम्मी नहीं
architect
है.
of Article
या teacher है,
370 was
किताबें
Sardar
पढ़ो जरा.
Vallabhai Patel.
Specially
This
अय्यंगार
guy is
को
not
लाया
going
गया
to
था,
allow me to
सरदार पटेल
speak.
refused.
I allowed him to speak. यार
He
ये
was
कैसी
used.
इनको तमीज ही नहीं है. तमीज ही
तमीज
नहीं
कैसे
है.
क्या झूठ
I
बोलेंगे,
allowed him
तमीज की
to
बात
No,
करेंगे।
one
interrupting.
second.
I allowed him to speak.
One second.
You know, if you have absolutely no manners, why do you come on
No, one
national
second.
television?
He's fact checking you. It's okay. You complete. You're taking down points. We'll
Yeah,
fact check
so
you after you
Article
complete.
370,
No, we'll fact check you after
the
this.
Architect,
Okay. Go
the
ahead.
architect of Article 370 was Sardar Vallabhai Patel. Please go pick up and read a book. Is Sardar Vallabhai Patel also a Pakistani? Bharatiya Janata Party, which has sold our country to 1 or 2 companies, would have asked Sardar Vallabhai Patel to show his nationalist certificate too. Coming back to Kashmiri Pandits, now that Kashmiri Article 370 has been removed, how many Kashmiri Pandits have returned back to the valley? In fact, this gentleman himself mentioned the continuous terror attacks and death of Ajay Pandita, of Ravinder Pandita, of Akash Mehra, Krishna Daba's son, which clearly he himself is admitting that after Article 70 was removed, terror in Kashmir has not gone. In fact, it has only gone up. And I am amused to see the statement of one of the Lieutenant General here, who said that after 370, youth in Jammu and Kashmir have more employment. What is he saying? Right now, Jammu and Kashmir tops the list of states in India, or the UTs in India, which has the highest unemployment rate in the country. So right now we have the highest unemployment rate. We have continuous unending terror attacks. We have a death rate, a national death rate of corona in Jammu, which is twice the national death rate of corona in any part of the country, because the health infrastructure is in shambles. We have no economic, political activity going on. If 370 was responsible to keeping all of it bay, why do you not get it back? And also saying that 370 should come back is no anti-nationalism. Please tell me, sir, right now the case is being heard in the Supreme Court of India. Is the Supreme Court of India also anti-national, which is clearly hearing the case? It is the Supreme Court of India which has clearly said that Article 370 in one of its judgments was a permanent feature and not a temporary feature anymore. If Supreme Court of India also, can you also call it Pakistani Supreme Court of India and Pakistan?
Okay, God.
You need to come up and understand that this sort of calling everyone Pakistani is not going to hide the incompetence.
I don't know who you're referring to, Ifra. Ifra, I don't know who you're referring to, but let me fact check you on a couple of points and I'll let the other side respond to you. First of all, you said Article 370 is being linked to Pakistanis. For God's sake, this debate is about a Congress leader who said Congress will have to review abrogation of. One second. No, don't twist the debate. One second. You can fight it out with them. One second. I want to see. I let you speak uninterrupted. Now hear me out, okay? I'm not debating. I'm putting some facts on the table. This debate is about a Congress leader saying abrogation of Article 370 will have to and shall be considered by the Congress, okay? Point number one. Point number two, you said architect of Article 370 was Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. You called it his brainchild. Let me fact check you. You may want to go back and read. Okay, in case you don't know him, it's Gopal Swami Iyengar, who was one of the first drafters. Let me tell you what he did, so that you know. 1 second, he was the chief drafter of Article 370. Okay, you please get your facts right. Now, see, WhatsApp University, the problem is, WhatsApp University will also tell you. 1 second. WhatsApp University will also tell you, Ifra. See, WhatsApp University will also tell you the country is run by two corporates. I mean, that's what WhatsApp University. See, you guys come to any debate, you talk about Adani, Ambani, you talk about Pakistan. See, Ifra, see, we're debating on facts. What was my question? We're debating on facts, okay?
Can I come in?
Hold on.
Patel was an architect of 370.
Yeah, 1 second. Amit Raina's coming in. He wants to say something. Amit Raina and then Sanam Shah can respond. Yeah. Amit Raina.
Who delete when accession of Jammu and Kashmir was to happen? It was Congress party. Who delete when accession of Jammu Kashmir was to happen? It was Congress party. Who went and made Jammu Kashmir an international issue by going to UN? It was Congress party. Who went and created?
Sanam Shah, wait for your turn. Sanam, 1 second. Amit, 1 second. Sanam, wait for your turn. Sanam, your number will come. Hold on.
Who went and created a Sharia-based state in a secular state? It was Congress party. Who went and gave back Haji Pir Pass when we won it back to Pakistan? It was Congress party. Who did not get back their prisoners of war? Who did not get back Pakistan occupied Kashmir? Gilgit Pakistan, even after having 95,000 soldiers in their possession, it was Congress party. It was Congress party.
Sanam Shah, I just told you not to interrupt. right? आपका नंबर आएगा, please wait कीजिए. सब लोग लाइन में चल रहा है. We do a very organized debate. Amit Raina speaking.
I
agree with you. Yes. Go ahead.
It was Congress party. It was Congress party. When Kashmiri Pandits were getting killed in Kashmir, who was the ruling party along with National Conference? It was Congress party. When attack happened in Bombay, the 26/11, what did Congress party try to do? It tried to pass on the blame on RSS. When Samjhauta Express blast happened, Pakistani terrorist group Jaish agreed, claimed that they have done that attack. What did UN went and condemned Jaish and Pakistan? What did Pakistan do? They said no, Indians did it. So then you have Manishankar Iyer who goes and says, help us to remove Prime Minister of this country. They go and say surgical strike never happened. They go and say, oh, Pulwama attack was an accident. So Congress party has an history of being Pakistan's B party in India, and that's what they have been doing. Look at the bloody lie he makes today. He says Kashmiri Pandits had reservation in jobs. Yes, they had reservation. The reservation was for discrimination, being discriminated for 70 continuous years in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. You had gone and created a provision which was unique in the world. The jobs will be as per the population percentage. So Kashmiri Pandits at 2% will get only 2 jobs out of 100, and that too of a peon job. Someone who was underqualified, less educated, less experienced would be his boss, and Kashmiri Pandit would be a peon. That's the way the state ran. They went and said the same thing for professional college. Top 10 students in 12th exams were Kashmiri Pandits. How many got admissions in MBBS and engineering college? 1. Why? Because there was a nonsense of representation as per the population. So you had 370, which was nothing, a creation of a Sharia state within Indian secular state, where except for Muslims, everyone was a dhimmi, it was a second-class citizen, and that's all they were treated as. So it is a pain today for people like Ifra, people like Mr. Shah and Iftikhar Misgar, that the monopoly of Kashmiri Muslims today has got over with application of Article 370. Ifra raised a very valid point, saying the death rate of Jammu has been higher than the country. This has been because Ifra was 70 years. The rulers of Jammu and Kashmir ignored Jammu. They did not dare or care to build any health infrastructure. And that is what is showing today, that people in Jammu are dying more than people of Kashmir, as you yourself admitted.
Absolutely,
because
absolutely.
you neglected Jammu.
Don't interrupt. Ifra, don't interrupt. No, nobody interrupted you. Hold on. Don't interrupt. Why?
Okay.
Okay,
So
one
he
second.
said that- yeah, he said
Hold on.
that Jammu and Kashmir- Yeah.
Let me moderate the debate. No? Let me moderate the debate. Now, I wanted to go to Iftikhar Misgar hasn't spoken. Just hold on. Iftikhar, I want to go across the Major. General Sinha is also waiting, right? I want to bring in General Sinha and Iftikhar Misgar. See, General Sinha, see what happens is, today, we spoke to the Northern Army commander. He gave a very fairly detailed interview to Republic, right? And he spoke about the situation post Article 370, General Sinha. And he spoke about in great detail and he told Republic TV how, and he substantiated it with numbers, unlike the WhatsApp University figures that are being thrown on the debate and arguments being thrown on the debate. You know what he said? And he gave us a few numbers. He said, in 2020, there were 5,000 ceasefire violations. This year, 700 ceasefire violations so far. Okay? He spoke about how terror and terrorist attacks, right? He said terror recruitment had come down compared to last year. It was 192 last year, 39 this year. Okay, Iftikhar? He said there are only 200 terrorists left in the valley now. Okay? And he spoke about how things are changing since 2019. Right? Now, General Sinha, can anybody deny, and even Iftikhar Misgar, he's in Srinagar, and even he can't deny that life has changed for the better in the valley. Right? And if you still want Article 370 restored, now that is propaganda. I believe that could be a valid argument to say that, when you're telling Pakistan or assuring Pakistani journalists that we will consider revoking Article 370, right? Or restoring Article 370. Now, many can ask the question, is that part of propaganda? Isn't it, General Sinha? I'll let you come in and then Iftikhar Misgar can respond.
Yeah, Niranjan, I am coming after 35 minutes, so I hope you will give me some time.
Yes, I will. Go ahead.
What you started with is another army commander. He has given you a statistic and a very great, a good picture what happened as a review of the situation from 2009, 19 when this was abrogated in the month of August, and he has given you. See, what he has not, actually it has not come out. He has given a figure of 5,000 of vis-a-vis 700, 192 recruitment vis-a-vis 59. Mind you, he has not said this, but he knows. 80% of the terrorists, those who were spearheading, they are now not on the ground. The complete leadership has been, eliminated. All Tanjeems, when we were talking about, they do not have anyone who can actually spearhead their design. He has not told you one thing, why this random statement which has come from Digvijaya Singh, why now, through the Clubhouse? He has not, because neither you have asked this question, neither he will tell you. But the matter of the fact, you have to understand why it is coming again. You used you in the beginning of your opening address, you brought it out. You said Mani Shankar Iyer went in the November 2015. You have given the date. It's the end of November 2015. He said that someone should throw the present dispensation out so that they can come in. And 1 month after that, 2nd of December, your Pulwama, Pathankot happens. 1 month after that, Buranwani comes in, your Uri happens. It happens that time, and there was a statement from Pakistan that the condition is there that you give a push and the JNK is it will fall back. This is the thing, the statement had made that time. What the statement is going to do now? The statement is absolutely not a random statement. The statement is overloaded. The statement has come and supported by Farooq Abdullah, who said that he will invite Chinese to come back so that the JNK comes back to the old status. And you have forgotten and saying that he said that you are going to consider. He said that, what Digvijaya Singh is saying. This statement, this decision is unfortunate. Underline and score. It is unfortunate. We will come back and consider. So what he is saying, the same statement, and it is not a coincidence. Niranjan, it is not coincidence. Today in support the terrorist strike takes place. That time it happened after 1 month, and today more than 300 odd people are sitting in the Bimber to just come this side. Another army commander will never tell you this, because he has to do things. Listen what your chief of defense staff is saying. CDS has been saying, we are going to go in a situation which was actually controlled in last 2 years now. It's going to be 2 years when the abrogation has taken place. It is not a matter of abrogation. No one can bring and have revocation of Article 370. No one can do this. Because it is the parliament which has done it. The consideration in Supreme Court, what the people are saying, is something different. The thing is today, the toolkit, it is a Clubhouse, it is a narrative which has been creating, something which is, have got, statement. It is nothing to do with the your democratic process here. Please, let me finish it. Let me finish it.
I was just trying to say that your audio is frozen.
It has got
the video is frozen. Yeah.
Something.
I was trying to tell you that your video is frozen. Can I fix that and bring you back? Can I just fix that? I'll just fix that. Your video is frozen, basically.
Okay.
I'll just fix that.
Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Finish.
I just want.
Yeah.
Iftikhar, let him make his point. 30 seconds. Give him 30 seconds. He's finishing up.
You are asking me to go ahead?
Yes, General Sena, go ahead. 30 seconds. Finish up. Complete your point.
Niranjan. Yeah. The geostrategic is one issue. Geopolitical is one issue. You understand? Today in the world, when we are talking about geopolitical, it has got an external interference in your country. Between BJP. Please understand, it is a hybrid war, a non-contact, a non-restricted warfare, and part of it, this toolkit, this Clubhouse statement, an audio can create so much a problem. And we are going into the rhetoric of discussing between Congress, BJP, this, that. Same rhetoric, same people who were doing it 2 years back are back on the channel again. This is what the problem is.
Yeah, let me put that question to Iftikhar.
It is absolutely well-planned, one-planned strategy to bring back again to Pakistan back. About 2 months back, the chief of Pakistan army says, bury the past and we are going to come back and have it. And what happens? statement comes now, it is up.
Okay, I'll just fix your video there, General Sinha. I'll just fix your video. I'll fix your video. Your video is frozen again. But let me put this question to Iftikhar Misgar. You know, Iftikhar Misgar, you know what the Northern Army commander said today? That's Lieutenant General Y.K. Joshi. He spoke about the impact of abrogating 370, right? Like General Sinha mentioned, talk about the impact of Article 370, abrogation. He says lots of opportunities have been provided to the youth. Many educational organizations have been opened up, such as Super 30 for medical, Super 50 for engineering, so as to keep the youth engaged and away from the gun culture that they were exposed to all these years. Now, won't statements like these, you know, undo all of that, right? Now, you also know that things are better in the valley. Things are calmer, things are better, right? Iftikhar, can you deny that?
Okay, let me reply, sir. First, I want to tell to my friend Amir here, he raises the points of Kashmiri Pandits. Let me clarify a single point in his honor. The Law Minister and Parliamentary Affairs Minister used to be the Kashmiri Pandit parallel Hindu in National Conference government for decades together. And they were ignored. Kashmiri Pandits used to be on bigger chairs in civil secretariat and they were ignored. They were in every campus, university, everywhere, and they were ignored. See, these are stories. They have started putting up a few of the Kashmiri Pandits, not all.
No,
because
Mr.
we are living with them.
By God, after 60 ministers, you name
Hear him out, Amit.
Pyarelal Hindu,
Amit, hear him out.
symbolic representation, and you say, no, this is blatant lie. If Kashmiri Pandit was there, he was there out of his own merit. Ask him to tell me how many states of the job Kashmiri Pandit was there. He was there because he was an IAS. He was there because he qualified. Because at center they could not discriminate against him because he was a Hindu.
Together in this beautiful state.
You are being a liar here. I'm sorry.
Brother, you cannot stop me like this. You cannot heckle me. You cannot heckle me. You have heckled us lots. Now you will not let you to heckle me. I will not let you to heckle me. You are bluffing. You are misleading the people of country. You people have played a definite role in the state of Jammu and Kashmir and National Conference government. National Conference government has always given you a space. You were the part and parcel of this government. Every happenings in Kashmir. Anyways, let me go to the point. What I was posed. Let me go to the point. What I was posed. See, if things are calm in Kashmir. See, if you will heckle me like that.
Amit, let him speak. Amit, give him 30 seconds. Okay, 1 second. Amit, you make your point. You make your point. You hear him for 30 seconds. You hear Iftikhar for 30 seconds.
No, 1 second. Now you have posed a question to me. Now, if the things are calm and cool here, if everything is done after abrogation of 370 article, as our Home Minister committed that we will give you the statehood back, where is that commitment? Why popular government is not there? Why elections are not happening? No, they also knew that they have done the blunder. They have not done something good. That is why they are worried about what Digvijaya is saying. Some in a podium which carries no value. He doesn't speak the same thing in Parliament or some August House. He spoke somewhere with somebody else, and their chairs got shaken because they knew that they have done wrong. This stuff was wrong, and they have to accept it today and tomorrow. The abrogation 370 article was a gift from Indian Constitution to the state of Jammu and Kashmir, which is the part and parcel of the Indian democratic setup, and they have revoked it unconstitutionally. They knew it, and they must accept the fact, and they are indirectly accepting to it when they are getting provoked with small things about the 370 article, because they knew that they have done something injustice to the democratic setup and to the Indian Constitution. Thank you.
Okay, Amit, now you can respond to him. I'll bring in Ratan Sharda after that.
No, I'm saying that these are plain lies. You look at the 1951 census of J&K, the Kashmiri Pandit population was 20%. By 1990, the Kashmiri Pandit population was less than 4%. Why was so? Because for 60 years they went and kept on discriminating. They ensured Kashmiri Pandits did not get job. They ensured Kashmiri Pandits did not get hired. The people he's talking about were higher babus or higher bureaucrats in secretariat. They were IAS officers. They became IAS officers because of their own merit. Because at center on the religion. He mentioned one minister in 70 years. Saying that he represented a national conference. That was वो कहते दिखाने वाली गुड़िया आपने रखी हुई थी सामने. Who was the chief minister when Kashmiri Pandits were getting killed? Who was the chief minister when Tiklal Tapulu was killed? Who was the chief minister when 5 lakh Kashmiri Pandits left the valley? It was Farooq Abdullah. And since 1996 they have come back to term twice. They have been in power for 12 years. Tell me one action they have taken to get back Kashmiri Pandits. One action. Let them tell me one action they have taken. Let them tell one person they have found guilty and convicted. Those members are now part of their party. So let's not get into this. National Conference is Muslim League of India, of Jammu and Kashmir. Sheikh Abdullah and Farooq Abdullah think that since it's a Sheikhdom, मेरे बाप का नाम शेख था तो ये मेरा Sheikhdom है. And that is what has been taken away from them. And let me tell you honestly, the fight in Jammu and Kashmir is not about development. The fight in Jammu and Kashmir is about jihad. It is jihad. They want jihad. One of the debates I was doing today, one of the national conference leader told me, हम भारत माता में विश्वास नहीं रखते, हम अल्लाह में विश्वास रखते हैं. That tells you exactly what they want. They want jihad. They think Kashmir is the route for Ghazwa-e-Hind. No, it is not. It will never happen. वो हरा झंडा लाल किला पे कभी नहीं आएगा. You can take it down, you can write it down.
Yeah, you can respond to it.
तो लिख लीजिए.
Yeah, thank you, Amit Renaji. Number one, it is very easy whenever you're discussing with a Muslim or a Muslim majority.
No, don't make it about. Don't make it communal. Don't make it communal.
Please let me speak.
Don't make it communal. Don't make it communal.
Whenever you speak about when it was already made communal, when constantly somebody called us jihadis and Sharia and the said that 370
don't make it communal.
ऐसे नहीं हो पाएगा.
Ifra, you can't make it communal. See, you want to debate on facts, you can. You want to debate on facts, you can.
Thank you. Somebody on the panel, let me rephrase that. Somebody on the panel said that when 370 was there, the state was being run like a Sharia-run state. So that is very clearly referring to Muslims as Sharia-run people. You know, one of the easiest things to do is whenever you're disagreeing with a Muslim, don't argue on facts. Call him Sharia, call him a jihadi, say that whatever you're saying is jihad. No matter, you may, तुम्हारे बाल खुले होंगे.
No, one second.
You may be a secular person, but you are a jihadi.
See, don't do this. Ifra, this is not done. See, this is not done. Amit and Ifra, you can't. See, I'm requesting you, don't make it communal, okay? You can debate on facts. Do not make it communal. I am telling Amit also. I'm telling Amit and you. Ifra, one second. Both of you don't make it communal, okay? No, one second.
National Conference is Muslim League. Who made it communal? When you call a proper elected government in our country that runs according to the constitution of our country, you call them Muslim League. Who is making what communal? कोई मुसलमान की तरफ लड़ाई करनी है, उसको जिहादी बोल दो, उसको शरिया बोल दो, उसको इस्लामिस्ट बोल दो. फिर आपको आगे बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है. दूसरी चीज, he talks about coming back to
those rigged 87 elections.
One second. See, Amit, see, this is exactly. No, this is exactly this is not the Amit and Ifra. One second, Amit and Ifra. No. See, Amit and Ifra, pull back.
When you have
pull back.
Call Muslims communal and you
No, one second. No, I'm not going to. No, I don't want to take the debate in this direction. Please, I'm sorry. I don't want to take the debate in this direction. Okay, I'm telling both of you. I'll tell you the direction I want to take the debate in, right? And I'll ask you the question. And let Ratan Sharda come in. And Iftikhar Misgar has been, at least he's been a little moderate in what he's saying. I don't want this to take a communal turn. Hold on, please. And Sanam Shah hasn't spoken. Sanam Shah, hold on. See, Ifra, I don't want to make it communal, okay? I don't want to make it communal. No, I'm sorry, I'm not going to let anybody make it communal. I don't want to make it communal. Amit, even you pull back. It's not required. You know, Muslim League, Jihad. It's not required.
You shut up, Ifra Jan.
It's not required. Okay, I just lost Ifra. I'll bring her back. Ifra will fix your video. Ifra, I don't have your video. Okay, I'll fix your video. Ratan Sharda and Iftikhar. See, Ratan Sharda. See, now, the question, and this is the direction we want to take the debate in. Do we want a Kashmir where 18-year-olds like Bilal Khan topped NEET, or do we want to go back to that time when 25 schools were burned by separatists in 2016, right? It's that kind of a debate, right? It's about development, right? It's about the future of Kashmir. We'll bring Ifra Jan as well back. We'll just fix our video. Ratan Sharda, and then I'll let Iftikhar come in. And Sanam can come in later, but let Ratan Sharda go first.
Mr. Iftikhar talked about development of Kashmir. Why is Kashmir poor despite the highest per capita development cost and grants given to Kashmir? Because under the guise of controlling the entire state, money was cornered by the politicians, right? So crores of rupees were eaten away by these politicians. The terrorists who roamed freely and boasted they killed Fajis, they were going to Delhi having their own villas, sitting with the ex-prime minister, etc. That is also a record. They received money. They had all the privileges, Z plus security. Do you want that? There was no control on banks. There was no Panchayati Raj. There are no delimitation of constituencies. Is that what they want?
Ratan Sharda.
And there was no chief minister ever from Jammu. There was no non-Muslim chief minister ever from Jammu Kashmir. Is this the Kashmir that
Okay, Ratan Sharda, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I've just been told I have only 30 seconds, right? Sanam Shah hasn't spoken. Iftikhar, I'm really sorry. I can't come to you. Let me let Sanam Shah. Sanam Shah, do you have an argument to make? We've tried to speak over everyone else. I'll give you 30 seconds. Please make your point.
Thank you, sir. Firstly, sir, BJP not solution in Jammu and Kashmir. You know, I know, everyone knows Congress party solution in Jammu and Kashmir. मैं बड़े प्यार तरीके से इनकी बातें सुन रहा था. अब ये जितने भी खासकर जो बीजेपी और आरएसएस के लोग बैठे हुए हैं, मैं इनसे ये बात पूछना चाहता हूँ कि 370 ना तो हमें चाइना ने दिया था, ना हमें पाकिस्तान ने दिया था, ना हमें अमेरिका ने दिया था. 300 अगर दिया था तो हमें यहाँ के संविधान ने दिया था, यहाँ के आइन ने दिया था. जब आज उन्होंने 370 की बात बोली है, मैं सर रिपब्लिक भारत के चैनल के माध्यम से अपने बलबूते पर कॉन्फिडेंस तरीके से मैं कहना चाहता हूँ, 370 और 35 एक के साथ जो नहीं है वो देश का सबसे बड़ा गद्दार है, वो देश का सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन है जो 370 और 35 एक के साथ नहीं है. 370 और 35 से हमारा हक था. आपने 370 खत्म किया. आपने कहा था मैं मिलिटेंसी खत्म करूंगा. आपने मिलिटेंसी खत्म की है सर. आपने
मुझे ऐसा लगता है सनम शाह, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये डिबेट चलता रहेगा. Okay, I have to end this debate. Ratan Sharda, General Sinha, Amit Raina, Iftikhar Misgar, Ifra and Sanam, thank you for joining us on the debate. Okay, thank you very much.